Finally, late at night, as the silence swept Kasna, Rosina saw Zene emerging from a distance. His long hooded cloak flapped in the breeze. Rosina was both excited and relieved. She smiled and welcomed him home. And before she could speak, Zene said in a booming voice, "Rosina, oh Zene, first come inside. Let's have a cup of coffee and then we will talk." Now, while sipping coffee, Zene took up his story. "You know, Rosina, I slipped into the mystery man's house again. He was writing something. So, I silently sat on his shoulder and began to watch him." Now, learning of the risk that Zene took bothered Rosina, and she grew upset and screamed at once, "Zene, I warned you not to indulge in such stupidity again. What if this man caught you?" "Oh, I am too tiny to be noticed," winked Zene. "I know that, dear, but I care for you. Now, my dear, tell me all the details." Zene began to narrate his story. "You know, Rosina, inside his study room, I noticed a diary, some quills, ink pot, and some nibs all scrambled on the study table. And when he went back to his room, I read this diary with the light of the moon." "So what was he hiding?" Rosina wondered aloud. "That I will discover soon," answered Zene. And from early next day, Zene began to fly to the mystery man's home every day, and he would carefully read a few pages from his diary. And it was on the 6th day that Zene told Rosina, "You know, Rosina, I have a deep admiration for this mystery man." Now a streak of jealousy rushed through Rosina. "Why would you say that? What greatness has he achieved? What have you found?" Zene explained, "Do you know, Rosina, he is a writer of much acclaim. Today I flew inside the cupboard and saw many awards hiding inside." Zene explained everything to Rosina. "Do you know, he is working on a book, and that is the reason why he dresses up like an old man, because he wants to get in the depth of the character. He wants to feel like an old man and make friendship with old people. He does it all this to understand their way of life, their grief and worries. He becomes one of them to capture the essence of their life." Now Rosina was caught in this strange little story, but soon life fell into routine once again. Every morning, Zene would slip into his cloak to hunt for more stories. Now some stories were short, some were funny, some seemed like an illusion, while others were quite mysterious. His stories brimmed with such surprises that sometimes it felt unreal. Then he spoke about a clown who was always sad. He spoke about an ant who hacked into the human world, and a limping purple fox who was an enchantress in disguise. At times, Rosina wondered if any of this was actually true, or if it was all a fantasies that Zene spun to delight her. But she chose to ignore her doubts. For now, Rosina had something new to look forward to every day, and the stories have become a part of her life. With each passing day, Rosina's world acquired new colors. Now one evening, Zene returned a little sad. "I feel empty today. Rosina, there are no more stories to tell. Everything in Kasna has now become familiar." He sat on the sofa, sulking for a while, and suddenly threw a suggestion. "Rosina, let's go to another place. Let's hunt for new fascinating tales." "Hunt for stories outside Kasna? This is the most ridiculous idea," screamed Rosina. Now Zene said in a soft tone, "Rosina, we can't live with fear all the time. Just imagine the joy you would get in exploring new worlds and the things that we might discover. A different land, a different reality. Remember, Rosina, will live only once. Rosina, however, remained unconvinced. But Zenny was relentless and determined. He kept trying and finally convinced Rosina, who was still doubtful. Rosina asked him, "But where will we go for new stories?" Zenny's head was twitching with curiosity. He gave a quick reply. "We shall travel to the river of Pur, stay in the oasis of Mridanga, drink from the springs of eternity, and then enter the beautiful caves of Shalaka. I promise you, Rosina, it will be an experience of a lifetime." Zenny's enthusiasm was infectious. As Rosina processed these new plans, he drew a map and sketched out a blueprint of their travel plan. Finally, they retired for the night, with Zenny's closing words echoing in the house. "Tomorrow shall be the start of a new day, a new life for us. We will finally set sail on our great adventure."